everyone. This is Joseph Damiano. I'm a South Advocate in Action TV, and I'm here with Julia Salow. So, first off, Julia, I would like you to introduce to our viewers who you are.
Thanks, Joseph. I am Julia Salow. I'm the lead New York Caring Majority organizer at Hand in Hand, and I'm tuning in from Saugerties, New York. It's great to be here.
Thank you. So, my first question I have for you is what is fair pay to home care?
Fair pay for home care is a campaign to raise wages for home care workers in New York State. It came about at the beginning of this year. This is a budget campaign because home care workers are some of the lowest paid workforce in the state practically, and they're doing essential work keeping people out of nursing homes in their own homes and communities. Home care workers right now in most parts of the state make just $12.50 an hour. They make less than fast food workers. And this campaign is pushing to raise those wages to up to $22.50 an hour, or 150% of the highest regional minimum wage. I think the pandemic really taught us that, nursing home settings can be dangerous settings for people. And most people want to stay in their own homes, but there is a shortage of home care workers because of the low pay and the lack of recognition and investment and respect for the home care workforce. So the Fair Pay for Home Care campaign is really trying to turn the tide on that and raise wages to be living wages for home health care workers.
You might have touched upon this. I'm going to ask you. So, first, tell me about some challenges that you guys face currently.
Challenges in terms of getting Fair Pay for Home Care passed?
That is correct. That is correct.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the big challenges is the fact that this is a workforce that has really never been recognized. It's a 90% women workforce. It's mostly women of color. And we're contending with hundreds of years of history of this workforce not being recognized and respected. And so that is going to require a huge movement of people who are coming together to say that this workforce needs to be invested in and respected. And I think that we are doing that. I think that we're in a really historic moment where, our president is even talking about home care as infrastructure. And so I think that we are in a historic moment to overcome some of the challenges that have led to these low wages. I think the other challenge, right, is it is a large budget ask. It's a money issue. And, the Fair Pay for Home Care would cost an estimated $4 billion per year. That said, we have done a study with the City University of New York showing that this kind of investment would generate $5.4 billion in economic benefits for New York State. And so I think we just need to be very consistent in our economic argument that this would actually be the most successful economic development initiative in New York State's history. It would save money on public assistance. It would generate all kinds of revenues for the state. And so I think, the other challenge you could call it is, just that this is a big budget item. And whenever it comes to money, there's all kinds of controversy over how it should be spent. But our position, and it's proven through study after study, is that raising wages for home care workers would create huge economic benefits for the state. It would keep people out of much more costly institutional settings. It would just be a win-win for New York. And so those would be some challenges that I could identify, but I think we are in a position to overcome a lot of those challenges.
Okay. And have you guys had any success with your campaign so far?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Joseph. Like we have, I think, defied expectations with the momentum that we're building. We have over 100 state legislators signed on to the Fair Pay for Home Care Act. We have gained the support from powerful players like the Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins, who's one of the top 3 most powerful political figures in New York State. We have garnered the public and vocal support of 1199 SEIU and AARP, which are 2 really forceful organizations in New York State. And that's all since the beginning of this year. And so I think we are really well positioned to fight for this in the budget next year. Just this past week, we did relaunch actions to sort of launch our campaign all over the state. We made so many headlines. Attorney General Tish James came out in support of our campaign. She even talked about our campaign when she was on The View. So Whoopi Goldberg was nodding and was like, yeah, this is important. So I think we're raising this issue to a level where it's really being recognized as a mainstream urgent issue that has to be addressed. And I think that's really exciting.
And my last question for you is, how can we get involved with your campaign?
It's a great question, Joseph. Thank you. So there are so many ways that everyday people can be involved in this campaign. In fact, that is how we've gotten to the point that we are right now. One thing you can do is call Governor Hochul. And I'm going to pull up that phone number. So Governor Hochul is really key in this whole process. She has not yet made a commitment to including fair pay for home care in the budget. The governor in New York has a lot of power over the budget. She's going to come out with it's called the executive budget. She's going to come out with her proposal for the budget in January. And we need fair pay for home care to be included. And so you can pick up the phone right now and dial 518-474-8390. It's 518-474-8390. And if this is personal to you, let her know just how important fair pay for home care is to you. There's more ways than that to be involved. You can write a letter to the editor. We actually have a toolkit. A letter to the editor is a really great way to get your story and your message out in a local paper. Local legislators pay attention to that. And so, you can write a letter to the editor, and we actually have a volunteer who's willing to work with you. We have talking points. We have all kinds of support. And so I can provide you, Joseph, with that link when we get off here so that you can provide that to people. There's there's going to be on January 5th, which is coming right up, even though the holidays I feel like the holidays make me feel like January is a million miles away, but it's not that long in the future. January 5th is the governor is doing her State of the State address. This is a really key moment because we really want her to include fair pay for home care in her State of the State address. And so we're going to be doing a watch party, a virtual watch party, where we're all going to jump on Zoom and we're going to watch that State of the State together, and we're going to respond together. We don't have the exact time yet of the State of the State. It's not been public yet, but as soon as I have the time, I will let you know, Joseph, because we would love to include anyone from your network who wants to join us and watch the State of the State together and respond together to, what she's saying, either in celebration that fair pay for home care made it into her statement of priorities for New York, or in outrage that it's been ignored. And so those are three ways that you could take action. There's certainly more ways, but I don't want to overwhelm you.
I want to thank you, Julia, so much for coming today and talking to me, and I look forward with working with you guys in the future.
Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate the opportunity.
Don't forget to use SN Action to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.